Take a look at this. Illegals coming across the Rio Grande. It's been happening for a long, long time. And there they are. There's a line of a couple of thousand people actually waiting to get onto this one little dinghy. They're coming in. And you know what a lot of them are bringing with them? COVID. Yep. You go through an airport, you can't have COVID. All kinds of tests, but right here, look at that. We have a crisis, obviously, at the border. The administration refuses to acknowledge it as such. I'd like to bring in some experts. We have with us Heather Higgins, CEO of the Independent Women's Voice. She has started a petition called Safe Borders Petition with her organization, Independent Women's Voice. This calls for enforcement of COVID screenings at the border. We also have Ron Viciello, former ICE director. Welcome to you both. First to you, Heather. Those people are not tested for COVID in any way, shape, or form, are they?
No. One of the real tragedies here is that we're never going to get back to normal, to hugging our grandparents, to going to football games, to knowing that your customers, when they come into shop, feel that they can touch things with impunity and safety, to being able to gather together until we get COVID under control. And yet you've got hundreds of people every day coming in via land that have totally different sets of rules than coming in if you're coming in by air, whether it's the vaccination, the testing, the quarantining, totally different set of standards. It is contemptuous of Americans, and it makes a mockery of everything they've been asking us to do. It's really unfortunate.
The Safe Borders Petition, can you tell us how that's going to work?
The Safe Borders Petition, which you can find at safeborderspetition.com or iwv.org, is about simply asking, and this is a nonpartisan issue because all Americans, I don't know anybody who doesn't want to get back to life as normal. They want to, people want to have their lives back. They want to have their businesses be able to open, and they want to believe that the sacrifices that they've been making are respected and for a reason. And one of the reasons that we need to be concerned about this is we have Dr. Fauci and others telling us that we're not going to get till normal until March of 22. But what is worse, he also says that the variants of COVID are much less susceptible to being treated by the vaccine and being prevented by the vaccine. So you've got all these people from lots of different countries coming across our southern border. Canada's much more serious about who they let in and let out. But coming across the southern border, who do not subscribe to the same rules that everybody else comes in with. And if we are serious, if the Biden administration is serious, then you have to have the same rules on COVID. You cannot be having people coming into the country being dumped at Walmarts and Jack in the Boxes and spread throughout the country like Skittles. It's crazy.
So, Heather, again, safeborderspetition.com. Is that where folks can go?
Yes, safeborderspetition.com. And, honestly, the reality is that compassion isn't what you say, it's what you do. And they are, in choosing to let people cross the border by land differently than they do coming in by air. What they're basically saying is that all the vaccination push is kabuki theater. Dr. Fauci talking about double masking at spring break is a joke. They know that one little flick of a variant that goes wrong with and isn't really controlled by the vaccines totally pushes back when it is that we get to reopen. It is unbelievably irresponsible of them to be allowing in people who have COVID, putting them into the American public where, you have all sorts of, I think it's under 20% of the people are unvaccinated. And it isn't just the elderly, it's at risk. It's the people with high BMIs and with comorbidities. We are at risk. Their first job is supposed to be our safety, not their immigration policy. And that is just bizarre and offensive to Democrats I've talked to independents I've talked to Republicans I've talked to. That is not the way a government that is serious about tackling COVID would behave.
Heather Higgins, thank you for bringing that attention to this petition. Our viewers can check it out, safeborderspetition.com.